Joining us tonight is the Nigerian Wrestling Federation Media Officer, joining us all the way from Yenagoa in Bayelsa State, Promise Okotoko. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on Game On. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. And let's start this way. I have Toyin Bitoye with me in the studio and Wale Adigun. But looking at this squad, a squad made up of multiple African champions, some of the finest wrestlers in their category in the world. Some have said that this is probably the best wrestling team that Nigeria has ever presented at any international competition. Do you share this notion?
Absolutely. I agree. These ladies, except the debutants who are new, they have consistently, dominated Africa. Odunayo, I would personally feel that she's, very, very unfortunate not to have become a world champion or Olympic champion at this, stage of her career, because she has been there. Just a glitch, some little mistakes in the previous tournaments. Why we're not talking about her as a gold medalist when it comes to the Olympics, but she has opportunity to better that record. So, become the Odunayo that everyone anticipated, everyone expected her to be. Let's hope that 2024 will be the year for her. I share the view that this is the best wrestlers we've got. Odunayo is in her peak now. Maybe it could be her last. It depends on her and what she feels that she wants to do. But at this point, yes, she has the opportunity. Likewise, a counterpart talking about Blessing as well. This could be a year as well. She was close last time. She said that she wants to better that record, and hopefully she will do that, because we are expecting a lot from her and also the Federation and Nigerians. Looking at what happened in Japan, we don't want to repeat that in Paris. It was, as of course, the people, we know the attachment we hold to the Olympics, and when it comes to the Olympics, we'll always want to achieve, because that's where we have actually attained the highest, I would say the highest level in terms of world recognized, tournament, the Olympics, the Atlanta. So Nigerians always have that special attention. And whenever the Olympics come around, we want to, dominate. We want to see our athletes, have that feel of dominance, have that feel of podium finish, and hopefully we would have that feel come, Paris 2024.
Amen.
Yeah, I promise. I want to commend the Wrestling Federation for what they've been able to do in terms of preparing these athletes. Yenagoa, of course, we know is the wrestling center in Nigeria. The president is from there. He's enjoyed tremendous support from the Bayelsa State government. And then after this pre-Olympic campaign, you guys are still traveling, still going for tournaments in Spain and then Germany before you hit France. So I wish you guys the best. I hope there are no injuries in the latter stages of these preparations for the Olympic Games, so that these athletes can get to participate. But let's talk about the men. Let's talk about the guys. Only one guy, Ashton Mutuwa. What can you tell us about him? How confident are you? He's not part of all these preparations that you have put together, because he's based in the US, where I'm sure he's getting the best of preparations and the best of facilities. And of course, we know what the Americans can bring to the table in terms of how to get athletes in top shape for international competitions. How sure are you? What can you tell us about this guy? We know Blessing, we know Odunayo, we know a lot of these other people, but we don't know too much about Ashton Mutuwa. What can you tell us about him, and how confident is the Federation that this guy can, with a little bit of luck, maybe get on the podium at the Olympic Games?
Interestingly, Ashton was on this show a few weeks ago, Wale, remember, but yeah. I'm definitely sure that Promise has his own take on Ashton, but we'd like to listen to what you have to say, Promise.
Yeah, Ashton, he's an incredible guy. He has eyes to improve. He wants to get better. He wants to, there's this ambition that whenever you talk with him, he shows. And he's someone that wants to learn. He's someone that wants to improve. And that's one thing, we've enjoyed, him do over the past few period that he has been with us. Yeah, new guy, but he came with so much prospects, and the president saw that in him. Yeah, he's not with us, during the local campaign, but the Federation has been in touch, and they're following every of his activities right there, the diet and the training pattern as well, thoroughly following everything. Coming in, when he came in, there's not so much, high hopes, just like let him just wrestle, let her give him opportunity to wrestle at the national level then. But he just took everyone by surprise by beating the national champion and, of course, qualifying for the All Africa Games where he won the silver. The Egyptian actually showed him that, yeah, there's so much he can improve on. And they went as well to, All African Games. That's the African Championship. After the All Africa Games, he went for the African Championship. And he lost to the same guy as well. So he knew that, okay, this is what I need to improve on after that African Championship. And hopefully he would improve on it going to the world level because he will be meeting top wrestlers who are much better than the guy that actually defeated him twice in the All African Games and then at the African Championship. But for him, he's looking at this as opportunity to show the world what he can do, what he can improve on, and what he can become as a person. Then as a federation, we have high hopes for him because we saw what he did in Ghana and then what he did in Egypt. Let's just hope that he would improve on that, better some of the technicalities, and of course the physicality, the Nigerian power, and see where that takes him at the Olympics in Paris.
Okay, Wale, you have a question?
Hi, Promise. Good evening. Hope Bayelsa is great tonight. I think your preparations as a federation has been top-notch, right from the African Games, preparing in Bayelsa as well. Now you're off to Spain. I didn't even know Spain was part of the whole program. I thought it was just Saarbrücken in Germany. But there's Spain, there's Saarbrücken in Germany, and now there's Paris to wrap it up. So preparation, tip-top. You cannot blame the federation or the sports ministry. But do you think failure to get onto the podium in Paris should be seen as failure from the Nigerian sporting public now that preparation is seen as really or decent enough going into the Paris Games? Will failure to get to the podium be seen in court as a failure?
Nobody goes into a battle with the thoughts of losing, or defeat. The wrestlers, they look ready, they look confident, and they want to show the world what they've got, what they're made of. I think Blessing gave them hope in the last Olympics. And this thing that they are looking at with so much jittery and fear is nothing. When you have the confidence, you can actually look at the Europeans. Yeah, the Europeans and maybe the Americans might have the facility than us. They might have the conducive environments and whatever, maybe remuneration, they might. But it's the Nigerian spirit can put us right there and say that, okay, we have to get the things done, things that we need to do. They can get it done. And for the wrestlers, all they have to do is to have the confidence. Sometimes you get intimidated. I saw some of them, during our African Games in Ghana and then during the championship. We look at especially when you're color, there's this fear, there's this jittery and a bit of low self-esteem that they portray towards these guys with color. And once you take that away and you approach them as your normal contemporaries, then of course you realize that they are just normal wrestlers which you can beat. I'm not downplaying their technicalities and the level to which they have improved, but we can take advantage of that. And with this these preparations that we've had and also the ones that are coming up, I think the wrestlers are much more better prepared in terms of soundness, in terms of the minds being ready to make Nigerians proud. So hopefully, like every other Nigerian, we in the Wrestling Federation, we are hopeful that they will give us medal, because that is what is being discussed amongst the board members, amongst every stakeholder in the Wrestling Federation.
And of course, amongst fans across Nigeria. But finally, promise, before we let you go,
exactly.
A silver medal at the Tokyo Olympic Games. Can we better this in Paris?
Surely, we have to better it because, as I stated earlier, Odunayo currently, she won a medal at the World Championship late last year. And of course, this year, she won African Games, she won African Championship. And then it has been a great year for her. Likewise, Blessing Oborodudu, African champion, also won an African Games. And then Ogunsanya, African champion, African Games. Likewise, Esther Kolawole, African champions, African Games. And Ashton Mutuwa, silver at the African Games and also silver at the African Championship. These are wrestlers pedigree. And I think you would say Africa at the continent, but it's just nothing when you look at it, Africa, then you look at the world stage. Just a step, it's just a little technicalities that we can actually improve on. And if they take advantage of that, I tell you that we'll be having much, more than even one gold or more medals in wrestling.
Okay, promise Okotoko, thank you so much for joining us tonight, all the way from Bayelsa from Yenagoa in Bayelsa State. Of course, he is the media officer of the Nigerian Wrestling Federation. Thank you so much for your time. And we will be supporting, you can be guaranteed, we'll be giving the Nigerian Wrestling Federation and our wrestlers who will be flying our colors in Paris all the support here on this show. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. I love I think the bromance between you guys already, the banter, and the friendliness, it's incredible.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you very much.
It's a wrestling friendliness.
We're nice people.
The difference is that after the show and before the show, we don't wrestle. Well, we do our wrestling here. But thank you very much, Professor Okotoko.